Hey guys, what's going on? In this video today, we're going to be talking about a Necrolord Havoc Demon Hunter in 2v2, 3v3 arena. And do I think it's better, worse, the same than Night Fae? So, what exactly do you get from Necrolord when you choose this covenant instead of Night Fae? Well, one, you get Fleshcraft. Fleshcraft is a shield that you get, and since demon hunters are squishier and don't have that many big defensive cooldowns, the fleshcraft can help you out and just take less damage overall. Your class specific ability, fodder to the flame, it'll about every minute, I would say, a random demon spawns, right, and going towards you, and you can one-shot it with your throw glaive ability, and when it blows up, you drop a demon soul 1, and from your demon hunter passive, you get the shattered soul, right, and you get 20% increased damage from that, but also you get healed because of fodder to the flame for 25% of your max health. So I can say in some longer games where maybe it's potentially a dampening game, which means the game just goes on longer and your healing reduction is increased, right, just naturally by being in the game. The fodder to the flame can really help you out in a way. I mean, you'll have the Fleshcraft Shield 1, and when you're, let's say, chasing a caster, right, and you're constantly hiding behind a pillar, and your goes are very, I'd say, like, more calculated, I would say, instead of just spamming buttons like you might otherwise as Night Fae and running with maybe like a Frost Death Knight. This just gives you some more survivability, since the caster, I mean, they'll just run around and line of sight, and you can have damage being dealt to you, and you can Fleshcraft 1, right? So you'll get immune to sheeps and fears and other forms of crowd control, right? But you can also get healed when you blow up the fodder to the flame demon, right? If you combine that with your collective anguish legendary, then you also want to run the roaring flame, right? And with the roaring flame, collective anguish, fodder to the flame, and your necro and your fleshcraft, right, you're pretty much going to have a lot of self sustainability, and just, you're not going to die as easily, and you can potentially take a few more hits than, say, a Night Fae Demon Hunter might. I mean, that's the benefit of running it. I think for overall damage, you're going to see more from a Night Fae Demon Hunter instead of a Necrolord Demon Hunter. The Necrolord Demon Hunter is going to trade off some of the burst damage, which would be from Hunt, right, for more sustainability. And you would want to be Necrolord potentially for games that just last longer, right? So if you're going up against like a Shadow Priest and a Frost Mage, even against like a Hunter, it'd be like really good too. A Beastmaster Hunter. The Beastmaster Hunters got buffed, but they're also kiting you a lot, and you can even potentially use your Fleshcraft to eat a trap. There's like very specific situations that you can use your Fleshcraft to avoid CC, to absorb extra damage. I mean, you're just gaining the survivability aspect of it in exchange for less burst, the Hunt, right? And also the benefits of running like a Night Fae, right? Which is, you also get the mastery from your soulbind, right, from Nia. If you want to just pump out a lot of damage and be not as defensive, I mean, Night Fae would be the way to go. And I think that as of right now, with the release of 9.1, a lot of people will stay Night Fae. But it's also fun to try out another Covenant, right? And I mean, that's what I'm doing here. As you can see, I mean, I don't have the full tree filled out here. I just got it, but on the PTR, I was playing it, and I was playing up till, ultimate form, and I liked it. I mean, it was different. I have less mobility. I don't have the soul shape blink anymore, right? And I don't have hunt either, which I could sometimes use for mobility. But I have the fleshcraft and the fodder to the flame heal, right? And when you combine that with collective anguish and roaring fire conduit, you'll just be healing constantly, and you have your eye beam up every 30 seconds, right? So as long as you don't get kicked, right, you can eye beam people when they're in a stun, and you'll be healing. Your collective anguish already heals for a lot. I would say, I think it's about like a 20k heal, I want to say, right? Assuming you get like the full eye beam off, and it doesn't get kicked right away. A lot of people like to kick it, so I think it's important to eye beam someone in a stun in that sense. So that way you can live. And yes, your damage might suffer a little bit, right, in terms of how much damage you deal. But I would say Necrolord is more balanced in the terms of offense and defense, right? Your defense, because you're running Collective Anguish, and you're running, and of course you have Fleshcraft, right? So, and your fodder to the flame heal, so you're constantly healing. I mean, the games I played on the PTR, I mean, I was able to heal, right? And let's say my healer died, I could 1v2 someone, but they were already pretty low and they didn't have any defensive cooldowns, but I lasted a lot longer than I otherwise would. So that's clearly noticeable by playing Necrolord instead of Night Fae. If you're gonna play Necrolord, you're not as reliant on kiting your enemies. Like if you have to kite like a melee, you still have to kite, but you have that wiggle room of maybe an extra hit or two before, you would be dead otherwise. Whereas with Night Fae, I mean, you don't have Fleshcraft, you don't have fodder to the flame heal, right? You might have, say, Collective Anguish, because that's universal for all demon hunters. You just don't have that extra self-healing, right? So, which is big. Some downsides, really, I mean, I can't really see any right now. I mean, it's a pretty solid build, and going into, like I said, like a dampening game, I mean, it would really work out a lot, I think, because especially against casters where you just have to hide behind a pillar, and even if they're passive damage, right, is still attacking you. I mean, you got the shield that can help you out there and help out your healer, right? So there's a lot more to it as well. I just haven't had enough games playing it, but I can see it working. It's doable, right? Eventually you'll win, but if you want that burst and that high-paced game, then definitely Night Fae would be better. But that's all I got for now. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Give my YouTube channel a follow. And you can also follow me over on Twitch. I stream every day at twitch.tv/junkinmyhouse. And that's a little bit of my opinion on a Necrolord Havoc Demon Hunter for patch 9.1 as of July 2nd, 2021. And I'll be making more of these videos as I get more of my renown up. And that's all I got for now. I'll make a Night Fae one. So catch you guys later. See ya.